Happy Monday. I'm going to see if like any of you guys pop on, but I wanted to share with you guys, or ladies, 6 things that you guys could do this year to accelerate your growth in your business in 2021. So I just had like 6 quick tips. You could do them right away, like I said, and most of you probably are already doing them. But sometimes when we do listen to something like this, you can hear it again and take something away that's totally different. By the way, like my scarf is super huge and chunky because it's very rare that in Arizona, it rains. And today is one of those like a rainy day. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you guys 6 things that can help you grow your business in 2021. First, it's going to be focus. Absolutely number 1 thing when it comes to growing your business is, and you could do it in a lot of ways, is have a powerful morning routine to start your focus. Focus on what you are offering. Focus on your own business. And I say this even to my coaching clients is stop comparing your business to other people. Sometimes what we see on social media is not necessarily what we do in our business. And when we start comparing, we start detouring. So it's easy to get caught up in comparison, and comparison, as we know, is the thief of joy. Look at what brought you the most revenue in your business last year. I think this is really important. I think a lot of people have talked about goals already this year because it is January, but don't forget to look back and see what actually brought you revenue or income. And if you weren't in business for the whole year, I would take the last 3 months. And I would actually double down on that because something, or however you did it, it worked in your business. And I would definitely take that and go, how can I double down on that in 2021? So if you serve clients, is how did you get your clients? How did they come to you? Were they through referrals? Were they through a mastermind? Were they through friends? Were they through social media? Take a look at that, because that's where you might want to spend. If for some of you guys that are advertising and marketing, that's probably where you might want to spend your marketing dollars, or more like systems in that like area. Which reminds me is that the next part is system. But before I get into systems, I'd love to like share one thing about focus. So clarity is power. And when you have a lack of focus, there is a lack of strategy, and everything is an opportunity. All the bright and shiny objects that come through our feed, all the ads, or all that FOMO effect, it actually becomes a shiny object because we lack clarity in what we really truly want to do in our business. Okay. And if you are listening, just say hi. Okay, the next thing, number 2, is systems. Systems, just like a computer, just like a phone, right? We always get these updates. They throw out what your computer was built, whenever it was built, and then every so many months or every so many years, they give you an update that you've got to download, because guess what? It helps make it run faster with whatever search engines we're using or whatever apps we're using. There's always an update. So it's the same in business. What systems do I need to install or upgrade in my business this year? How can I make them more efficient? Let's look at how we talk to clients. Could we standardize that, is what I say. When it comes to scaling with my clients, I always say, can anything in your business be standardized? And it's only when we standardize, we could actually optimize, and then we can actually expand and scale. So look at your systems and see, is there anything that needs to be upgraded? Hi, Jamie. Next is hire a coach or join a program or a mastermind, but there is one thing and one advice that I'm going to give you. If you are joining a group program, and this is just seeing in the last year where people were actually getting results faster than others, is if you are joining a group program or an online course, make sure, or a mastermind, make sure that there is some type of one-on-one. And I think that's really important, because sometimes we learn things or we go through a program, and at the end of it, we go, how could this really truly apply to my business, where it actually grows or it actually scales? So if there was a choice where you were debating between 2 group programs and a mastermind, I'd find the one, even if it's more expensive, because when we invest, I always believe there's never a waste in an investment. You always learn something. Even if it's more expensive, go ahead and choose the one that has one-on-one or some type of focus where you could ask lots of Q&A towards the instructor or towards the person that is hosting the mastermind. That is actually going to help you, because they get to look at your business. They get to look at even your blind spots. And like Tiger Woods says, is like, you can't fix your own golf swing. Right? Sometimes when we're in it, we're very close to it. It's hard for us to get out of it and go, what can I do next? Or what can I do to upgrade my business? And I would say when it comes to a coach, is try to find, and I did that this year when I made the decisions to hire the coaches that I did. And I did go and hire multiple coaches, because every single one of them has a different focus for our business. Is find the one that's going to challenge you. Find the one that may scare you even a little or a lot. True story is, I was looking for a health coach, and not health coach, but a trainer. And guess what? I probably sent some DMs to a few people, and all of them scare me, because and there's a reason for that, because they're probably going to help me get out of bed. They're probably going to push me like there's no other. And when people scare you, just like your teachers that kind of scared you when you were growing up, is you show up differently. You show up a little bit different on that coaching call. You show up a little bit different when you have to speak to them, right? And so I would say, find a coach that is actually going to challenge you and scare you. And because a lot of us have bigger goals, we're going to have to think differently. We're going to have to create habits that we aren't accustomed to from the previous years. My 4th tip for you guys is absolutely expand your network. And this is one of the reasons why I started this tribe or this community, is to have women that actually want to grow their business and thrive at life, because I don't believe that it's an or statement. I believe that you can actually have a business and have a life, right? You don't have to build a business and then sacrifice your personal life or your family. So expand your network, right? Get into groups, connect with people in the group. And, there's this new awesome thing called Clubhouse, and I think it's amazing. I would definitely limit your time if you can, but it's an opportunity for you to expand your network, because when we level up, we have to also level up our skills, our mindset. And a mentor, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, is that your network is your net worth, right? So the people that you surround yourself, environment is super important, because that scares me. Yeah, Jamie, it does too, right? And I totally understand. I can tell you, and I'll be honest, is that I got pinged into a room before my call today, and I was shaking and nervous, because I was I was a moderator for whatever reason, and I had no idea what the room was about, right? So my heart's beating. It's the same thing when I public speak, when I used to public speak at conferences, it's the same thing, right? So I would say, do a little bit at a time, break that fear, and just take action, because action overcomes fear eventually. And then I would use social media. If there's people that you want to connect with, and I did this a lot last year, if there's people you want to be surrounded with, send them a DM. I think this day and age, there's never been a better time for people to be absolutely accessible, and people that actually want to connect, or people want to give you value. And so I would say definitely make it a point somewhere in your plan to constantly expand your network. My fifth tip of this, I guess, workshop or whatever we want to call it, right? For like growing your business is say absolutely no to everything that's not a hell yes. I think as women, sometimes we feel bad. We feel, we don't want to disappoint people. I had a client that sent us a referral, and because our real estate team is extremely busy, and as much as we would love to help them with a rental, we just can't at this time. So I had to explain that unfortunately at this time, as much as we'd love to help you, we can't. It's a no, but I'll refer you to somebody that can, right? So if it's not one of your priorities, if it's not one of the things that you absolutely want to focus on, if it's not a hell yes, or it's like a maybe, and you'll know because you'll say in these conversations, I'll get back to you, or like follow up with me. And I remember that when I started speaking at conference, and I would throw in some nuggets, and it's the same as Clubhouse right now. People would ask me for our different tools or our different systems or our hiring system. And I used to prepare, I'd get their business cards, and I would actually have our team go ahead and shoot them all out, right? And now and I learned quickly that a lot of them won't even use it, and it was minutes on our team. So I asked people, follow up with me, and if they do, definitely, right? Because I know it's that much more important to that person, and I'm definitely going to get back to them. So the other thing is, I would say when it comes to saying no is I've had the honor and the privilege of recruiting hundreds of people, and I study people. I study their patterns. And I will say that it has that experience helped me identify very unique patterns about people, and have been able to categorize them. And I always say, if somebody shows me their calendar or shows me their habits, I could pretty much tell them where their future is. And for those that study the game, my kids play basketball. For coaches that are top level coaches, they can actually look at a player, they can do different things, and they can actually audit that player and see what do they need to work on for them to get to the next level, right? And it's the same thing with people, right? It's you've got to figure out when it comes to your schedule, what is things that are just wasting your time. And my last tip of the day is absolutely every single month, audit, adjust, and take action, right? And some of you guys can do this every week. Some of my coaching clients do this every week. And here's what that does and I'll give you some things of how you can audit your last month. It's the same thing as when you get around wealthy people and they are building wealth through different businesses or portfolios, is they have people that audit, and they have a special meeting with some of their financial advisors. Here's your questions when you're auditing. What did we accomplish last month? What worked? What absolutely didn't work? What's missing? I'm gonna say it again, and it's what did you guys accomplish last month? What are the wins for, let's say we are in February. What were the wins in January? What worked in our business? Did we get new clients? Look at that. Did we create a new system? Look at that. Did we upgrade clients? Look at that. Did we get referrals from clients? Yeah. What were the big wins in your business? What worked? Then look at the other side. What didn't work? How do we tweak that? What's actually missing that we need to install in our business? Sometimes what I found, especially, in this last year, because people had to pivot, is you don't necessarily have to pivot everything. You could actually just take one thing and, tweak it versus going a complete opposite and detouring, right? Sometimes breaking down a whole system. For example, I'm going to give you guys, we're working on a lot of things and a lot of projects for 2021. So for example, our website, we could totally start from scratch And I'm sure a lot of you guys, as you guys figure out your brands, or as, you know, times change, we want a different look. We want a different feel. We want to go into a different market. If you're selling real estate, we want to go into luxury. We want to go into investing. You may want to like redo and hire a website designer and redo everything. Well, that also takes a lot of hours. What would it look like if we just took a piece of that website or a piece of that thing and upgraded that first, right? So you're no longer having to like break down systems and start from scratch. I would say it's so much easier as you're scaling your business is to tweak a portion of your process or a portion of a project versus to do all of it all together, if that makes sense. So that is the 6 things that you can do in your business this year to accelerate growth in 2021. And I'm going to quickly just go ahead and name them off. Number 1 is focus. Number 2 is systems. Number 3 is hire a coach, get in a group program that's going to expand your business or be a part of a mastermind. Number 4 is expand your network. Number 5 is say no to everything that's not a hell yes. And number 6 is audit, adjust, and take action. I hope you guys got something out of today's Monday Momentum or Momentum Monday. And please do me a huge favor. If you did, invite 5 other people that can join our group. We have some really neat things and cool things set up for the rest of the year, some free training, some free speakers that you're going to be able to listen to. I'd also love to hear some of your comments. So like, what's one thing that stood out to you out of all the 6 things that we listed? And I would say if you guys have questions for the people that are watching, feel free to make a comment, and you know, I'd love to help you out. And I'm going to wait for a few minutes as I'm getting some banners. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes. And if you guys have a question, if you guys are feeling stuck in your business, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I know it's the beginning of the year. Some people are feeling anxious because they set bigger goals and they're not quite there with like looking back at January. Ask your question. I'd love to absolutely help you. And if not, I'm going to go ahead and like end the live training. Yeah, Jamie, audit, adjust, and take action. Yeah, it's the AAA. I try to keep it, you know, simple so that I can remember. Audit, adjust, and take action just seems to have like stuck. Hi, Cindy. Tweak a portion and not everything hit home. Yeah, sometimes we like even, you know, Cindy is in the beauty space. So if you don't follow her, definitely follow her. I have some people in the beauty space that are upgrading their booking system, and they have to learn a whole new process versus the other booking system. Their customers got used to, you know, booking on their last system. So now they've got to either tell them on text or tell them in an email. So there is a little bit of friction when we do switch systems. And remember that when we do, we definitely have to tell our clients, hey, we're going into a new system and here's why. Thank you, Jamie. You absolutely have a freaking fabulous week too. Crush your week, woman. And yeah, Cindy, hi, I'm so glad you popped in. It's been a while since I've seen you. And I hope you guys all have the most amazing week ever. Let's finish January strong.